to thee, Lord, close to thee. For I say close to thee, Lord, close to thee. For I say all along my pilgrim journey. I say, Savior, let me walk with thee. For I say now.
Blessed greetings, my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listeners. You're listening to Bobo Antony, your host for the next 2 hours, with your churchical Naya Bingi Bobo Shanti Iration. Music from the Daniel #1 band and the archangels and angels in chorus on blessradio.org internationally. Be blessed, my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listeners in his holiness, Holy Emmanuel I, King Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Blessed uprising. Give thanks for this new day. Give thanks for this fresh Jew morning. New things, new words, new ways, new deeds, new fruits. Let us give thanks for life, for the breath of life, that we may be together in perfect harmony, that we may share the words of righteousness, through word, sound, and power. I bless thee with a whole heart of love, Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Yes, greetings again. Here we are again, doing our thing, praising our Father and preparing ourselves for better days to come. Today's show, as usual, consists of a prayer. Glory be unto the Father, unto the Son, and unto the Holy One. Then we're going to read from the book of Psalms, from the sacred seals of David, from Psalms 119. It's the longest Psalms in the Bible. But we're going to read from He, Bow, Zain, Chef, and Tef, Jod, Capif, and Lamb. Then we're going to move on to Samuel, from the book of Samuel, number 18, Samuel 19:1, verse 14, Samuel 22, 1:8-28, Samuel 22, verse 29 to 51, Samuel 24, verse 10 to 25, and then from the book of Kings 1, and then we'll have some of my words. So be blessed in His holiness, children of the Most High. And let's just give glory to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. I lift up God and light to this world, His own divine majesty, Emperor Haile I Selassie Rastafari stretched out His hand like how we bear the cross, and one hand He have His blessed Father, the High Priest with the ceremonial order, and in the other hand He has His mighty prophet, the Spirit of Himself, with the vision for all mankind. What a wonderment and glory! What a wonderment and glory! A blessed story of righteousness. The blessed triune, the one in three, the three in one. Prophet, priest, and king, Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Be blessed in His holiness. Hey, Jah Rastafari gave I and I the powers of the heavens and the earth. He gave us eyes to see and ears to hear. He gave us a mouth to speak, that thy heavens worketh perfectly yet through perfectly, yet through the ages, them that hate, them that devise, them that put their trust in iniquity and their sorcery, ignore the natural powers of the Most High with an ungratefulness only because they have fallen. Let us start trusting in what we see and speak. Let us trust in what we speak and the truth that we hear, and speak only that which we know, and we will forever be in Jah's favor. Trusting only what we hear, trusting only what we see, trusting only what we speak. For they're the heavens of our heavens. If we cannot trust the mighty powers of our own, if we see and say differently, if we speak and speak not the truth, if we hear and say we do not hear, what a trouble to declare. Let us get back in line and trust each other's mind and dwell in the sweet divine. Holy King Emmanuel, Hail Selassie, Rastafari. You're listening to Bobo Antony on blessedradio.org internationally. You know, with your Nyabingi, Churchical Nyabingi, Iration. Be blessed in His holiness. Be blessed in His righteousness. Jah children.
Sweet day by day, sweet voice of death, saying Israel, follow me. And I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Prince and princess shall come out of Egypt. With Ethiopian shall stretch forth their hands unto God, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Coming home.
Yes, my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listeners, as we prepare ourselves for this day, let us stand up to the east and pray. And let us say to the Most High, glory be unto the Father, and unto the Son, and unto the Holy Ones of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now and forever shall be, Jah world without end. So hail our God, Selassie, Jehovah God, Jah Rastafari. Great and terrible God, Jah Rastafari, is our Almighty God. God, who seated in Zion, reigneth in the hearts of all flesh. O thou most high, eternal Father, Jehovah God, Rastafari, hear us and bless us, O Lord. Keep us and sanctify us all. Cast thine holy face to shine upon us, thy children, that we shall be saved and redeemed. O thou most high God, Jah, Rastafari, crown them, Jaja. Crown them, Jaja, crown them. Let the Almighty Father of Israel be blessed. Let his holy and righteous name be sanctified. Let he bless the elders. Bless the young, for they are strong. Bless the little baby upon the breast. Oh, bless them, my Lord, with thy full interest. Bless the man and the woman that bear, that they may swear and declare holy and righteous name. King Emmanuel, Jah Rastafari, my lords and empresses, my princes and princesses, all of ye, one and all listeners, you must know this by now. Join in with one accord, with a heart of love. Come, let us crown each other with the glory of our voices and the exaltation of our King. Emmanuel, Jah Rastafari, name crown, name Lord. Let every tribe and every tongue crown them, Jaja crown them, crown them, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in green pasture. He leadeth I beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth I in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with I. Thy rod and thy staff, they do comfort I. Thou preparest a table before I in the presence of mine enemies. Crown them, Jaja, crown them, crown them. Crown them with many crowns. Crown them with love, my Lord, I pray thee, crown them. Crown them, Lord of. Yes, the sun is shining. People in Tottenham and the surrounding areas, the sky is blue, and it's a blessed morning. A morning where we should rise and give glory, you know, and tell of his story. You know, 6 days work, 7 days rest, said the Most High Mighty. You know, yeah, let us give up to him that is worthy for him. Righteousness in thy soul within. Crown them, Jaja, crown them. Crown them, my Lord, I beg you please. Crown them when they fall down on their knees. Crown them, Lord of all. What a wonderment and glory. You're listening to Bobo, Antony on blessradio.org internationally with your Naya Bingi, Bobo Shanti way. And to the Almighty Father we pray. Exuberance. You just mourn in exuberance. We rise up giving glory unto the Father, you know. Just to know, say, we're living, you know, and we're doing good, you know, and we're fighting the battles for righteousness, and we're bearing for the King, you know. For them that bear are them that swear, and them that declare are them that are aware, you know. So we rise up declaring the glory of our Father, for we are in His image. So let us keep clean, let us be wise, let us do right before men and before people, and wear the many crowns of righteousness that are given, and don the glory of our Father that is written, and stand in the congregation of His love, and speak of His heavens above. Crown them, Judge. Crown them. Jah bless you. Jah keep you. Jah guide you along the item way. Jah strengthen you. Jah protect you. Lead you along your way. Let good words come from your mouth, and let the soft words of your heart take it away the rot. And remember, bad words stir it up, contention. Crown them this morning, Jaja, with love. Crown them from your heavens above. Crown them, Jaja. Yes, my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listeners. As you know, you're listening to Bobo Antony, your host, right honorable, the Lord's servant. We're reading from the book of Psalms 119, longest Psalms of King David, and we're going to start from He, Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Rastafari, Savior, my Lord. Teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go in the paths of thy commandments, for therein do I delight. Incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgment are good. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness. A prayer for all of us. A prayer for all of us in this time. Jah is thinking of thee. Jah is thinking of thee. Vahu, Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, Selah. My Lord, let thy mercies come also upon I and I. O Lord, even thy salvation, according to thy word. Who shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproacheth me? For I trust in thy word, and take not the word of truth utterly out of my mouth. For I have hoped in thy judgments, so shall I keep thy law continually forever and ever. And I will walk at liberty, for I seek thy precepts. I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings, and will not be ashamed. And I will delight myself in thy commandments, and I will delight myself in thy commandments, which I have loved. My hands also will I lift up unto thy commandments, which I have loved, and I will meditate on thy statutes. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, Zen. Remember the word unto thy servant, upon which thou hast caused me to hope. This is my comfort in mine affliction, for thy words have quickened me. The proud have had me greatly in derision, yet have I not declined from thy law. I remember thy judgments, O Lord, and have comforted myself. Horror hath taken hold upon me because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Thy statutes have been my song in the house of my pilgrimage. I have remembered thy name, O Lord, in the night, and have kept thy law. This had I, because I kept thy precepts. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, Chief. Thou art my portion, O Lord. I have said that I would keep thy word. I entreated thy favor with my whole heart. Be merciful unto I and I, according to thy word. I thought on my ways, and turned my feet unto thy testimonies. I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments. The bands of the wicked have robbed me, but I have not forgotten thy law. At midnight I will rise and give thanks unto thee because of thy righteous judgment. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. The earth, O Lord, is full of thy mercy. Teach me thy statutes. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, Selah. As we continue.
Hymn 276 from the Secret Songs.
Jod. No, TF.
His work is done.
Thou hast dealt well with thy servant, O Lord, according unto thy word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed thy commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, O Most Mighty. But now have I kept thy word. Thou art good and doest good. Teach me thy statutes, O Most Mighty, my Lord. The proud have forged a lie against me, my Lord. But I will keep thy precepts with my whole heart. Their hearts is as the fat of grease, but I delight in thy law. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, O Most Mighty, my Lord, that I might learn thy statutes. The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. Most mighty and blessed, in thy mercy I pray thee, Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, Judge. My hands have made me, and thy hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn thy commandments, O Lord. That they that fear thee will be glad when they see me, because I have hoped in thy word. I know, O Lord, that thy judgments are right, and that thou in faithfulness hast afflicted me. Let I pray thee thy merciful kindness before my comfort, according to thy word unto thy servant. Let thy tender mercies come unto I, that I may live. For the Lord is my delight, for thy law is my delight. Let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt perversely with I without a cause. But I will meditate in thy precepts. Let those that fear thee turn unto me, and those that have known thy testimonies. Let my heart be sound in thy statutes, that I be not ashamed. Most High, Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, Sealer, my Lord, kept my soul fainted for thy salvation, O Most Mighty. But I hoped in thy word. My eyes failed for thy word, saying, when wilt thou comfort me, my Lord, when? For I am become like a bottle in the smoke, yet do I not forget thy statutes. How many are the days of thy servant? When wilt thou execute judgment on them that persecute me? The proud have digged pits for me, Most Mighty, which are not after thy law. All thy commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully, my Lord, I pray thee. Help thou me, Most Mighty, my Lord. They had almost consumed me, mighty Father, upon earth, but I forsook not thy precepts. Quicken me after thy loving kindness, so shall I keep thy testimonies of thy mouth. Most High, Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, Caesar, my Lord, Lamb. Forever, O Lord, thy word is settled in heaven. Thy faithfulness is unto all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. They continue this day according to thine ordinances. For all are thy servants, unless thy law had been my delight. I should then have perished in mine affliction. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. I pray for the brokenhearted. I pray for them that are afflicted. I pray for them that mourn. I pray for them that seek the Father, and know not to pray by themselves. We pray together, just like David first prayed, that we may know the righteousness of word, that we may be honorable to each other. Word mean word, deed mean deed. A prayer for all them that are listening to BlessedRadio.org internationally this day. For all them that feel like I feel and are ready to rise out of the doldrums, rise out of the dunghill, rise out of oppression. I pray for thee from the heart. Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Jah people, be blessed in his holiness. for he is most righteous.
Improve the day thy God has blessed. Come bless the Lord who's of a sign. Come bless our Lord. So sweet a rest to wearied minds. Provide an antipas of Zion. And keep this day the food of seven. Oh, that our thoughts and tongues arise. As grateful incense to the Lord. And draw from Zion that great repose. With none but he that created knows. This heavenly come within the breast. Start your pledge of glorious rest. With God the church of God remains. The end of days, the end of things. In holy duties let the day come down. In holy pleasures pass away. How sweet a Sabbath for to spend come down. In hope of one that never shall end.
You're listening to Bobo, Antony on Bless Radio.org internationally. With your Naya Bingi, Churchico, Irish. Every Sunday from 10 to 12. Make it a date. Don't be late. Salvation.
Our closet hymn 377 from the Sacred South and Solo. What
Yes,
a fellowship, what a
blessed
joy
greetings,
divine.
my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listening. Oh, what a wonderment and glory. You know, what a blessed day today is, you know, that we may, you know, rise up and, you know, call unto the maker of ourselves. God, you know, really and truly, we are not ourselves, you know, but this goodie has been lent unto us through the creational passion of our mighty Father and his art of love. You know, that's why we are here, you know, and he put all of himself in I and I, you know, that we may walk in the light of his ways, you know, yeah, but, you know, you could imagine how he feels still, you know, feel himself a wobble, you know, and on the street at nights, you know, sleep in the back alleys, upon the roads, in front of shops, you know, see himself a beg. But he said those who are akin unto him, he said he would never leave them on the sidewalk begging bread, you know, he would rise them up, you know, and he would make I and I hold unto him, and he will hold unto I and I, you know, in perilous times, you know, preparing, you know, to strengthen, to mold, and to renew, you know. So it's a wonderment. It's a wonderful Father, full of wonderment, you know. And lend us this wonderful goodie, you know, that we may stand wonderfully, you know, in our goodness, you know, and woefully in our troubles, you know, but still he's with us, you know, he's with us, you know, but it's a shocking affair for the Father to see such a creation, a wobble down the high road, and a drop down, and a roll, and a get up, and a cuss bad word, a fight and a war and a, you know, he never make himself to do that. You know, he never put himself in the earth to do that. He put himself in the earth to take care of the earth, you know, to have dominion after the earth. So, you know, what was in the beginning shall be in the end, him say, because a theme thing. You know, and him say, the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first, you know. I and I, the peculiar, we are the first, you know. And now we are the last, and everybody gone in front of we. You know, see how we, you know, and them take up the thing and beautify themselves, you know, and strengthen themselves, you know, in I and I, you know. But still, you know, we are the last now, and we shall be the first again. So proceed. Don't be afraid. Don't fear no one. Know that the Father's words are true. You know, just make work your way back to Him. You know, we shall be working our way back to Him with a burning heart of love. You know, so come we proceed. Come we proceed. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, Selah, my Lord. Reading from the book of Samuel, the 2nd Samuel chapter 18. My Lord and Empresses, Prince and Princesses, one and all listeners. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Selah, my Lord. And David numbered the people that were with him, and sat captain of thousands and captain of hundreds over them. And David sent forth a third part of the people under the hand of Joab, and a third part under the hand of Abishai, and the son of Zeruiah, Joab's brother, and a third part under the hand of Ittai, the Gittite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with you myself also. But the people answered, Thou shalt not go forth, for if we flee away, they will not care for us. Neither if half of us die, will they care for us. But now thou art worth 10,000 of us. Therefore now it is better that thou scour us out of the city. And the king said unto them, What seemeth you best, I will do. And the king stood by the gate side, and all the people came out by numbers and by thousands. And the king commanded Joab and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Deal gently for my sake with the young man, even with Absalom. And all the people heard when the king gave all the captains charge concerning Absalom. So the people went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was in the wood of Ephraim, where the people of Israel were slain before the servant of David. And there was a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men. For the battle was there scattered over the face of all the country, and the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured. And Absalom met the servant of David, and Absalom rode upon the mule, and the mule went under the thick brow of the great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth, and the mule was under him, went away. And a certain man saw it, and told Joab, and said, Behold, I saw Absalom hanged in an oak. And Joab said unto the man that told him, And behold, thou swearest him, and didst thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver and a girdle. And the man said unto Joab, Though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in mine hand, yet would I not put forth mine hand against the king's son. For in our hearing the king charged thee and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Beware that none touch the young man Absalom. Otherwise I should have wrought falsehood against mine own life. For there is no matter hid from the king, and thou thyself wouldst have set thyself against me. Then said Joab, I may not tarry thou with thee. And he took the 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of Absalom while he was yet alive, and the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that bear Joab's armor compressed about and smote Absalom and slew him. And Joab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after Israel. For Joab held back the people, and they took Absalom and cast him into the great pit in the wood, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him. And all Israel fled away, fled everyone to his tent. Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken the reared up for himself a pillar which is in the king's day. For he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name, and it was called unto the city of Absalom's place. Then said Ahimahaz, the son of Zadok, let me now run and bear the king's tidings, now that the Lord hath revenged him of his enemies. And Joab said unto him, thou shalt not bear tidings this day, but thou shalt bear tidings another day. But this day thou shalt bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead. Then said Joab to Cushai, go tell the king that thou hast what thou hast seen. And Cushai bowed himself unto Joab and ran. Then said Ahimahaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, but howsoever let me, I pray thee, so also run after Cushai. And Joab said, wherefore wilt thou run, my son, seeing that thou hast no tidings already? But howsoever, said he, let me run. And he said unto him, run. Then Ahimahaz ran by the way of the plain and overran Cushai. And David sat between the 2 gates. And the watchman went up to the roof over the gate unto the wall, and lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man running alone. And the watchman cried and told the king. And the king said, if he be alone, there is tidings in my mouth. And he came apace and drew near. And the watchman saw another man running. And the watchman called unto the porter and said, behold, another man running along. And the king said, he also bringeth tidings. And the watchman said, me thinketh the running of the foursome is like the running of Ahimahaz, the son of Zadok. And the king said, he is a good man, and he cometh with good tidings. And Ahimahaz called and said unto the king, all is well. And he fell down on the earth upon his face before the king, and said, blessed be the Lord thy God, which hath delivered up the man that lifted up their hand against my lord the king. And the king said, is the young man Absalom safe? And Ahimahaz answered, when Joab sent the king's servant and me thy servant, I saw a great tumult, but I knew not what it was. And the king said unto him, turn aside and stand here. And he turned aside and stood still. And behold, Cushai came. And Cushai said, tidings, my lord. The king of for the Lord have revenged thee this day, and all them that rose up against thee. And the king said unto Cushai, is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushai answered, the enemies of my lord the king, and all that rises against thee, to do the earth, be as that young man is. And the king was much moved, and went up to the chamber over the gate, and wept. And as he went down, he said, oh, my son Absalom, my son Absalom, would God I had died for thee, oh Absalom, my son, my son. We shall continue. Be attentive. listening to Bobo Antony on blessradio.org international. Four wings of the earth. Be blessed, your children. Be blessed in His holiness.
Adonai Gaja Rastafari.
When he cometh to make up
As we continue
all his jewels,
from the book of Samuel, 2 Samuel,
like the star of the morning,
plight of our King David,
bright crown and
root
honor,
of David,
they shall shine their beauty.
King
Bright
Selassie
gems
is
for his
great
throne.
great
He will
grandfather.
gather, gem for his kingdom. All the
Samuel,
pure ones, all the bright ones, his love
chapter
and his
19,
own. Little children,
1
little children,
verse 40.
who love their
My lords
Redeemer.
and empresses, prince and princesses,
Grace and joy,
one and all
his love and
listeners
his own. Will he
in the congregation of
monopolize?
Rastafari.
You want to know the air? The spirit to rise. You want to know the air can pass you to this earth. Actually, Johnny made up just my Lord and Empress.
And it was told
When he cometh,
Joab,
when he cometh,
behold, the king weepeth and mourneth for Absalom. And the victory that day was turned into mourning unto all the people. For the people heard, said that day how the king was grieved for his son. And the people got them that by stealing that day unto the city. As people being ashamed steal away when they flee in battle. But the king covered his face, and the king cried with a loud voice, "Oh, my son, Absalom! Oh, Absalom! My son, my son!" And Joab came unto the house to the king and said, "Thou wast shamed this day, the face of all thy sons, which this day have saved thy life, and the lives of thy sons and of thy daughters, and the lives of thy wives, and the lives of thy concubines, in that thou lovest thine enemies, and hatest thy friends. For thou hast declared this day that thou regardest neither prince nor servant. For this day I perceive that if Absalom had lived, and all we died this day, then it had pleased thee well. Now therefore arise, go forth, and speak comfortably unto thy servants. For I swear by the Lord, if thou go not forth, there will not tarry one with thee this night, and that will be worse unto thee than all the people that call thee from thy youth until now." Then the king rose and sat in the gate, and they told unto all the people, saying, "Behold, the king will sit in the gate." And all the people came before the king, for Israel had fled every man to his tent. And all the people were at strife throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, "The king saved us out of the hands of our enemies, and he delivered us out of the hands of the Philistines. And now he is fled out of the land for Absalom. And Absalom, whom he anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now, therefore, why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back?" And the king sent to Zadok and to Abiathar, saying, "Speak unto the elders of Judah, saying, Why are ye the last to bring the king back to his house, seeing the speech of all Israel is come to the king, even to the house? Ye are my brethren, ye are my bones and my flesh. Wherefore then are ye the last to bring back the king? And say ye to Amasa, Art thou not of my bone and of my flesh? God do so to me, and more also, if thou be not captain of the host before me." Itinerally in the room of Joab, and he bowed his heart, the heart of all the men of Judah, even as the heart of one man. So that they sent this word unto the king, "Return back, and all thy sons." Holy King Emmanuel, Rastafari. You're listening to Bobo, Antony on Bless Radio internationally, the Right Honorable. wonderment and glory. Wonderment and glory when we hear the children of the Most High exalting our Father's name in such chorus and such choirs, you know. Wonderful words of righteousness we give unto thee, O Most High Mighty. We sing unto thee melodiously, harmoniously, for we know what thou likest, O Most High Mighty, and we know what thou askest of we. You ask of we for a clean hand and a pure heart, no guile, no wine, no dried grapes, no vinegar, to grow the locks upon our head and to come next to no dead body. You said, my Lord, in preparing now Israel, I have written my name upon thee. Thou shalt be called by my name. I have made my face to shine upon thee, O peculiar jewel. Israel shall be called by my name. O Nazarene, O blessed Nazarene. Be blessed in thy holiness, children of the Most High. For it's not a hard thing, you know, it's just a righteousness of the heart. For many are called and few are chosen, you know, are just settings of creation through the movements, you know, through the movements. Nearer to him, let us now draw nearer to him. Let us seek his ways, and let us please him, that he may please us. Put ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and all things shall be added, said the mighty I. He also said, the peacemakers shall see his face. And for reassurance he said, them and those that are persecuted for righteousness' name's sake, don't worry, for they done the same unto I. Yours is the kingdom of heaven. Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Let us continue from the book of Samuel 2, chapter 22. You know, the story of King David as he goeth through with I and I, the children of Israel. Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie, Rastafari. And David spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hands of all his enemies and out of the hands of Saul. And he said, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, the God of my rock. In him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge, my salvation. Thou savest me from violence. I will call on the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. When the waves of death come past me, the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell come past me around. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried to my God. And he said, and he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook because it was wrought. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth. Devouring coals were kindled by him. He bowed down the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon the cherub, and did fly, and he was seen upon the wings of the wind. And he made dark pavilions round and about him, dark waters, and thick clouds of the sky. Though he threw the brightness before him, were coals of fire kindled. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice. And he said, and he sent out arrows, and scattered them, lightning, and discomforted them, and the channels of the sea appeared. The foundations of the world were discovered at the rebuking of the Lord, at the blast of his breath of his nostrils. He sent from above, he took me and drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from the strong enemy and from them that hated I, for they were too strong for I, my Lord. They prevented me in the day of my calamity. but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands have he recompensed me. For I have kept the way of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and as for his statutes I did not depart from them. I was also upright and kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore the Lord hath recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to my goodness in my sight. With mercy thou wilt show thyself mercy, and with the upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure. With the poor thou shalt show thyself unsafe, and the afflicted thou shalt save. But thine eyes are upon the haughty, that thou mayest bring them down. For thou art my lamp, O Lord, and the Lord will lighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his ways is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler in all them, to all them that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? And who is a rock save our God? God is my strength and the power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet. He setteth me upon my high place. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. By my arm, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness have made me good. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet be not slipped. I have pursued my enemies and devoured them, and turned not again until I had consumed them. And I have consumed them and wounded them, that they did not rise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength to fight. Them that rose up against me hast thou subdued unto me. Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They looked, but there was none. Even unto the Lord was peace, answered them not. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire in the street, and did spread them. Thou hast the striving of my enemies. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. A people which I knew not still serve me. Strangers shall submit themselves unto I. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto I. Strangers shall fade away, and they shall be afraid out of their close place. The Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock of the rock, and exalt be the God of the rock of my salvation. The rock of my salvation. It is God that avengeth me, and that bringeth down the people under me, and that bringeth me forth from mine enemies. Thou also hast lifted me up on high above them that rose up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent men. Therefore I will give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and I will sing praises unto thy holy and righteous name. He is the tower of salvation for his king, and sheweth mercy to his anointed, unto David, and to his seed forevermore. Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Sila, my Lord. As we proceed, you're listening to Bobo Antony on blessradio.org internationally. my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listeners, be blessed in his holiness. Yeah, for he is the King of kings, the Lord of lords. You know, the blessed root of David. You know, the seed of Jesse. You know, the wonderful counselor. The lily of the valley is he, our Father in his holy habitation. Let us bless him at this hour, for he is worthy to be blessed. Children of the Most High, stand up for Negus. All ye warriors of our mighty Father, be blessed in his holiness. As we proceed after some more Nayabing church collaboration from the house of Bobo Shanti, the Lord's anointed, the Lord's appointed, the apostles of the Most High, Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Stand up for niggas. Stand up for niggas. Soldiers took the throne.
We now turn back.
Beside the royal banner.
We're gonna carve anew. My Lord, your children, people, what a glorious iration. What a glorious iration. You're listening to Bobo Antony on blessradio.org internationally. Yeah, what a wonderment and glory this morning, eh? Yeah, man, the sun shining, the heart full of love, you know, yeah, and, you know, the comfort of thy listening here, you know, someone, you know, to receive, you know, the glory given from the Almighty, you know. Yeah, if we drink willfully and willingly, you know, and have a willing heart unto the Almighty. The Father said, knock time for the eye them heart, you know, and the eye them won't let the eye in. So it's a willing heart the Father seek, a willing heart, because him saying at this time enough people are going to say, Lord, 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 Lord. And he's going to look upon them and say, I know not thee. You know what I mean? And that's not nice to the Father to say to him, children them, I know not thee. You understand? And me looking at myself and say, why the Father would have said to a one, I know you not. It's because when he was knocking, you wouldn't open your heart unto him. Imagine the Father call. Him call you and you not come. God Almighty call you and you not come. You can imagine the time we're there, you know. When me did young still, you know, a Rasta man said to me, you see, when God call you, anytime God call you, go on. You understand? Because he might have something for you. A God, you know, I know the devil. I know your friend. I know no guy around the corner. I know no girl. I know woman. You understand? A God will call you. Go to him. He would have something. He might have something for you. So you see, when God calls, go. God, the time will go come when you're going to say, Lord, 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 save me, Lord. And he's going to look at you and say, I know you're not. And you just have a dead same place. You understand? So seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, children. You know, and all things shall be added unto thee. You know, easy as you do it, easy as it's done. You know, one day at a time, sweet niggas. One day at a time, sweet niggas. One day at a time, sweet niggas. Holy King Emmanuel, I. King Selassie, I. Jah. Rastafari. Let us proceed. Let us proceed from the book of Samuel, the 2nd Samuel, chapter 24, as we travel through the life of our King, King David, great grandfather of King Selassie, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the root of David, the backbone of creation. You know, from that root, from that tree all sprout. You know, yeah, from that tree all sprout. Most High, Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, my Lord. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go, number Israel and Judah. For the king said unto Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many soever there be, 100-fold, and that the eyes of the Lord the king may see. But why doeth my Lord the king delight in this thing? Notwithstanding the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the host. And Joab the captain of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in the Ahora of the right side of the city, and lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, and towards Jazer. And they came to Gilead, and to the land of the Tatim Hotsha, and they came to Dan Jahan, and about to Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem, at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done, and now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, go and say unto David, thou sayest the Lord, I offer thee 3 things, choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and told him, and said unto him, shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land, or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they persecute thee, or that there be 3 days pestilence in the land? Now advise and see whatsoever I shall return to him that sent me. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall now unto the hands of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hands of men. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the night, to the time appointed. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hands upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of evil, and said unto the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough, stay now thine hand. And the angels of the Lord was by the threshing place of Araunah the Jebusite. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angels that smote the people, and said, lo, I have sinned, I have done wickedly, but these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. And Gad came that day to David and said unto him, go up, rear an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as the Lord commanded. And Araunah looked and saw the king and his servants coming on towards him. And Araunah went out and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. And Araunah said, Wherefore is my lord the king come to his servant? And David said, To buy the threshing floor of thee, to build an altar unto the Lord, that the plague may be stayed from the people. And Araunah said unto David, Let my lord the king take the offer of what seemeth good unto him. Behold, here be oxen for burnt sacrifices, and threshing instruments for other instruments of the oxen for wood. All these things did Araunah as a king give unto the king. And Araunah said unto the king, The Lord thy God accept me. And the king said unto Araunah, Nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which doeth cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. And David built there an altar unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plagues was stayed from Israel. Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed Lord, my Lord. Reading from the book of Kings, chapter 1. Most High, Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. As we finish up, the movement of King David. Holy King Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. From the first book of Kings, commonly called the third book of the Kings. Now King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he got no eat. Therefore his servant said unto him, Let there be sought for my lord. And the king, let there be sought for my lord, and the king, a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in thy bosom, that my lord the king may get eat. So they sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Israel, and found Abishag, a Sumanite, and brought her to the king. And the damsel was very fair, and cherished the king, and ministered to him, but the king knew her not. Then Adonijah, the son of Agag, exalted himself, saying, I will be king, and be prepared. And he prepared him chariots and horsemen, and 50 men to run before him. And his father had not displeased him in any time in saying, Why hast thou done so? And he also was a very godly man, and his mother bare him after Absalom. And he confirmed with Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and with Abiathar the priest, and they followed Adonijah, helping him. But Zadok the priest, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and Nathan the prophet, and Simina, and Rhea, and the mighty men which belonged to David were not with Adonijah. And Adonijah slew sheep and oxen and fat cattle by the stone, and Zoe left, which is by En Rogel, and called all the brethren the king's son, and all the men of Judah the king's servants. But Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah, and the mighty men, and Solomon his brother, he called not. Wherefore Nathan spake unto Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, saying, Hast thou not heard that Adonijah the son of Haggith doeth reign, and David our Lord knoweth not? Now therefore come, let me, I pray thee, give thee counsel, that thou mayest give thine own life, and Solomon's life, and the life of thy son Solomon. Go and get thee in unto King David, and say unto him, Didst not thou, my lord, O king, swear unto thine handmaid, saying, Assuredly Solomon thy son shall reign after thee, and he shall sit upon thy throne? Why then doeth Adonijah reign? Behold, while thou yet talkest there with the king, I also will come in after thee and confirm thy words. And Bathsheba went in unto the king into the chamber, and the king was very old, and Abishag the Shunammite ministered unto the king. And Bathsheba bowed and did obstinance unto the king. And the king said, What doest thou? And she said unto him, My lord, thou swearest by the Lord thy God unto thine hand, saying, Assuredly Solomon thy son shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon thy throne. And now, behold, Adonijah reigneth, and now, my lord the king, thou knowest not. And he have slain oxen and fat cattle and sheep in abundance, and have called all the sons of the king, and Abiathar the priest, and Joab the captain of the host. But Solomon thy servant have not been called. And thou, my lord, O king, that the eyes of all Israel are upon thee, that thou shouldest tell them who shall sit upon the throne of my lord the king after him. And as we all know, Solomon reigned after our blessed King David. So we won't proceed, for more is to be read, more is to be said, more has been said, you know, and through the righteousness of I and I word, deeds shall be done. Let us bless our Father in his holiness. Let us glory before his holy tabernacle, for he is worthy to be praised. You're listening to Bobo Antony on Bless Radio internationally. Four wings of the earth, Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Rastafari, my Lord. Blessed Lord. Time running and passing and running. So we have to just quickly go through the road, you know, the road of righteousness. Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, Selah, my Lord. Blessed love, my Lord. Blessed love, my Lord. I couldn't deny the Christ in any of his personage, for he cometh down from heaven. I couldn't deny the root of David, for that's the root, for that's the root is just like, for that's the root. It's just like the frankincense, just like how frankincense is made with the earth. No seed groweth God's tree. No seed groweth God's tree. For his root is the earth, and the earth is he, the center of the world. Not like other trees that was born by the earth's seeds. A human as well is born by the earth's seeds, the earth of Christ. But the Christ is just like frankincense. Grow it as the earth grow it. The earth itself is Christ in its kingly character. The Father's Son came in his name and walked in his light as his personage, and speaketh his words. For all righteousness cometh from one place. So I couldn't deny his words, or his word, or his word, or his ways, or his temples in this time, for they have his countenance. Keep his ways and walk in his glory. And who knows a man? But you know a man by his works. From generation to generation, God cometh in God's mighty name and call by his name, and we touch the hem of his garment. I couldn't deny the Christ in all of his comings, by word, in the prophecy, or by the deeds of his life. For words without works can't live. For through the ages Christ God maketh a strong appearance for the sake of mankind, and he comes with the whole of the love for the sake of love. Moses, Daniel, Joseph, Isaiah, to Emmanuel, the Christ crucified. To this day the root of David gave us the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, King Selassie I. And God shower us with his love, and we're still holding on strong. Just say it. He will not leave us without a priest or a prophet to guide us from generation to generation, forever and forever. So I couldn't deny the Christ in all his comings. We who supposed to see him and know his powerful spirit are blessed. Those that hear of him and love him the same are cherished. The one that professed Christ cometh in flesh is of God. He that professed not that he cometh in flesh is the devil. The words, the blood, the ways, and the doings make all manifest and stay alive. Life for the black Christ. He will never leave us. Live for the black Christ. He will never leave us. If you seek him with your whole heart. Blessed love, people of the Most High. Blessed love, Rastafari people. Blessed love, Bobo Shanti. Blessed love, all them that call it unto the mighty eye in truth. Blessed is the eye that seeth and behold. I bless thee with a whole heart of love. Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, Sila. My Lord, as we continue for times running and passing and running. And if we don't get there this time, there might be no next time. Holy King Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, Sila, my Lord. Imagine, she tell everybody, bow tie. Her friend them come check I and say, you hear? Me say, hear what? I go down the lane and everybody a look pan I go in the grocery shop and the people them a smile. Wagwan. Walk up the road, the people them a wave. Good grief. I can't believe what's happening. Jump on a bus and me see a one. Not so right. And a voice say it unto I. She can't do you no harm. So I said to myself, I better keep calm. Then someone tap I on the shoulder from behind and said, it's me, woman, let me come, let me go, come on now, let's go, okay? Link the eye later. I'm gonna have to make a move. I just saw it go, you know. Love supreme. You know, let us love. For God is love. You know, let there be peace, for God is peace. Let there be righteousness, for God is righteous in all of his doings. Who can be the King of peace, the King of love, the King of righteousness but him? For his words and his ways give life to every temple that cometh from creation, birth, now and forever. We could not see God and turn away from him. We could not see God and not praise him. Forsake not, and hold on tight unto righteousness. Live freely in the land, for the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, they and them that dwell therein. Yes, we are in the world, but not of this world, but of the world to come. But we are preparing now. So let us prepare in righteousness, that when our Maker cometh, we will not be ashamed. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. You're listening to Bobo Antony on blessradio.org international. Well, it looks like my time is coming to a finish. You know, so we just make Naya Bingi take it right up. Make the Naya Bingi bless the item right to the end. You know, for we cup full. For we cup no half full. You know, for we cup full. You know, full of righteousness. Yeah, so we abide, you know. Let us all abide. You know, and who art willing to receive from the cup of holiness? You're free. You're free. Just seek ye the kingdom of the Most High. Seek the mighty eye, you know. The Ethiopian African Black International Congress, Church of True Divine Salvation. The Sabbath, the man say, is to be kept holy. Freedom, redemption, international repatriation. The Poor People's Government, internationally true human rights. Black Congress, King of Salem. The people above all kingdoms stand governmental, parliamental, churchical, sabbatical, formerly at 54B Spanish Town Road. Now the headquarters is at 10 Mile. I repeat, 10 Mile, Bull Bay, St. Andrews, Jamaica. Judge is waiting for you to clean your hand, to purify your heart, and to bless you with His love. Holy King Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. The Blessed Prince is getting ready for his session. So I give thanks to all the listeners and give thanks for your listening here. He's a worthy God, our God. You know, he said, in my house there are many mansions. If I didn't know so, I couldn't tell you so. But he said, a clean hand and a pure heart. See it, God. So clean up yourself and come. Clean up yourself and come. Refrain from foolishness. Put not your hand unto wickedness, lest it draweth you in. Be perfect in your ways. Be humble. And seek ye the kingdom of the Most High. And all things shall be added unto the earth. Blessed Lord, my lords and empresses, prince and princesses, one and all listeners, till next week, from 10 to 12, you know, the Naya Bingi Church Corporation, from the Right Honorable Bobo Antony. Blessed Lord.
I look away across the sea, where my chance are prepared for me. And you are shining glory through. I am my home forevermore. I am my home forevermore.
Jaja love her, love him.